All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone. All right, the men that learned this truth from, the men that rule well. I want to say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahushai, which means he is the deliverer. Okay, now we are the Hebrew Israelites. We're being called by bywords and proverbs such as Black, Native American, Seminole, Indian, Latin, Hispanic, but actually we're the 12 tribes of Israel in the Bible, the Hebrews, the self-proclaimed white man, the Caucasian, the European. They are Esau, Edom, Idumea, Amalek, and the end of the world. Okay, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Okay, this is an upload from a Health Ranger on Brighteon. Okay, it says how political leaders will justify the robot exterminations of billions of human beings. Okay, now about a week and a half away from the Pesach, the Passover, and that actually falls on the night of a blood moon. So there's mass judgment coming, mass death coming. Okay, so I'm going to play this video and bring out some precepts. Lord willing, to be edifying.
Welcome to the Health Ranger Report with Mike Adams, the Health Ranger.
Welcome to this special report. The topic here today is understanding how national leaders and globalist leaders will treat humanity with a robot extermination by observing how they treat Palestinians in Gaza. So there are great parallels between these two. And just as background, of course, we have even the Trump administration, which I mostly, almost entirely support the Trump administration and the things that he is doing. It's rather remarkable, getting rid of government waste and protecting our borders and eliminating all the DEI wokeism nonsense. These are all positive things. But clearly Trump and the people around him have an attitude of, hey, we need to eliminate or remove all these people from Gaza and turn Gaza into a really prime piece of real estate with beach resort hotels and who knows what else, luxury homes, things like that. Because he tweets about that. He tweets out videos sharing that concept. And then we have people like General Michael Flynn, who tweets out things like, finish the job, Israel. What does that mean? Finish the job. It means finish the extermination of the Palestinian people. And many, many people in the Trump administration or supporters of Trump, they have this attitude. They believe this. They think that exterminating Palestinians is completely okay because those Palestinians don't serve a function in their mind. They don't do anything for, the United States, and they're annoying to Israel, which somehow remains a U.S. ally, even though Netanyahu...
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. He just said America and Israel are U.S. allies, which that's common knowledge, and you can look that up. I'm pretty much speaking about the big G word that's going over there in the Middle East with the Palestinians, and this is going to ultimately lead, to the, to both of those landmarks, to both of those countries being nuked and ultimately lead to the downfall, the destruction of Esau, Edom. Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that he had taken against Babylon. Babylon means confusion, right? America's Babylon the Great, place of great confusion, right? And its purposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock is Netanyahu and, the 1948ers, Amalek, right? And they're going to draw out the U.S., all right, because they're causing major conflict with those different Palestinians, the people of Gaza, the people of Syria, and the different various nations over there, Ishmael, Elam, and the various different nations over there. They're going to end up teaming up because they see that they have a common enemy. All right? They're going to end up teaming up because they see that they have a common enemy, which is the West. Okay? and Amalek, the people in the Holy Land. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So it's going to draw out the whore to the Middle East. Okay, all that tension that they're causing over, it's going to cause the West to be drawn out. Okay, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. But when that happens, that's pretty much checkmate. You know, because both those lands are going to get hit with nukes. The difference is that Babylon the Great would never be inhabited again. The land of Israel is going to be built up in splendor, magnificence, beauty, with all sorts of precious stones. Streets will be paved with gold. So Israel's going to be built back up, but it's going to get hit, right?
Yahoo is far worse than anything Zelensky ever did. Trump threw Zelensky out of the White House, but bows down.
And that's right there. That's Satan cast out Satan. So showing you the division amongst Esau. When you talk about Ukraine and Zelensky, you know, well, that's an American ally, okay? And it's causing tensions amongst the other American allies in the NATO and the EU, okay? And then that links up with the prophecy as well, right? These 10 shall hate the whore. I'll get right to the point. This is Revelation 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Yeah, those different NATO and EU nations, when Zelensky got casted out, you know, which is division, Satan casting out Satan. You have various different nations showing their support for Ukraine and Zelensky. Okay. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So, and ultimately, in the end, all right, you're going to have America's own allies shooting nukes on her. All right, because how she be treating them. You know, failing to protect them from the bear, you know.
To Netanyahu. So that's raising a lot of questions, obviously. But anyway, this podcast isn't about Israel and Gaza per se. It's about understanding that when national leaders, when they decide that a group of people are no longer necessary for their goals, well, they will find a way to exterminate them. Right now it's being done with bombs, 2,000-pound bombs in particular, that the U.S. keeps shipping to Israel. And Trump just unleashed another, $4 billion or $5 billion in emergency funding for Israel.
Facts. Okay, facts. Let me see. This is from truthout.org. Trump admin bypasses Congress to send blank $4 billion as it block aid into Gaza. Okay? Blank announced on Sunday that it is reinstating its blockade of basic resources into Gaza. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is bypassing Congress to send yet more billions of dollars worth of military assistance to the Holy Land as it renews its total blockade on aid into Gaza, sparking accusations from human rights groups that the Holy Land is once again using starvation as a weapon of war. So they're using extermination tactics on those people, man. Dropping bombs on them, you know, besieging lands, strategic marks, starving them out. A lot of people over there are starving, you know, and a lot of people are starting to see. A lot of people are starting to see who the problem is in the earth. All right, so those people in the Holy Land going over there slaying everybody, starving people out, dropping bombs on them. You know, it's another article. This is from zeroheads.com. It says blank preparing hell plan for Gaza. All right, the Israeli government is preparing a hell plan for the Gaza Strip, which would involve cutting all electricity and water. So they're not even gonna have any power over there, or water, or food. Okay, so they're getting ready to put hell on those people, man. A lot of those people are gonna die. They're gonna starve. That's the extermination tactics. Okay, and you see what they're trying to establish. They're trying to get all of the land, but they don't have it. They're trying to disrupt prophecy. You know, this is Genesis 15 and verse 18. In the same day, the Lord, all right, made a covenant with Abram, saying, "Unto thy seed have I given this land." All right, it says the Lord Yahweh Shem El Shai made a covenant with Abram. All right, which Abram means exalted father. Then Abraham means the father of many, father of nations. Okay, saying, "Unto thy seed have I given this land." The seed is talking about, it's not Ishmael, it's not Esau. It's Jacob and the descendants of Jacob, which the 12 tribes descend from Jacob. Jacob's name was changed into Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So that's what that's all about over there. Them trying to swallow up all that land, and they're gonna do it through war, the sword, right? Going back to the blessing that Isaac bestowed upon Esau, by the sword shalt thou live, and that's what he's doing. Okay. So I'll go back to this. It says, the Israeli government is preparing a hell plan for the Gaza Strip that would involve cutting all electricity and water to the territory, on top of blocking of food, fuel, and all other goods that was announced by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The Israeli broadcaster Khan has reported. According to The Guardian, the Khan report said that the hell plan would also involve forcing Palestinians to northern Gaza to move to the south to prepare for resumption of the bombing campaign. Remember what Trump said, he wanted to turn, the whole Gaza Strip into the modern day Riviera. So that's the mouth speaking great things. And I got a lot of people of the Middle East pissed off, man. Okay? So war. We are living in a time of war, mass death. Many people going to starve, Other Israeli media reports say the Blank is preparing for a full-scale resumption of what international organizations have condemned as a genocidal war. Right? I'm gonna go back to the video. But yeah, that's what's going on. This is what's happening in the world: war, evil, pestilence, things of that nature. Okay. This is Jeremiah 15:22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. That's all you're hearing in the earth right now, even within America. In the EU, it's talks of World War III, the Middle East. Okay.
Marco Rubio was part of that decision and sending Israel all kinds of bombs to kill more people, to exterminate more Palestinians. Now, how does this look in the robot economy? Well, right now, of course, Trump and other national leaders say to themselves, well, we need human beings in the economy because, we need people to provide labor and services and construction and, whatever else all the people do, products and services, because that's GDP and that's taxation. That's a monetary base for the government. And that's how we, the government, stay in power, is we have all these people that are, in essence, working for us. They're working for us because the nation is a giant, tax farm.
That's exactly what it is. America is an experiment. It's a giant tax farm. That's why women are in the workforce, which is a well-known fact. A lot of so-called cheating, which is not, we call it biblically what it is. It's adultery. When these women get in the workforce, that's a lot of adultery being committed, homes being broken up, families being separated, because the woman is sleeping with people on her job. But the reason why they want your woman in the workforce anyway is so they can be taxed. Okay, and while your woman is at work, she's not with the kids, so now your children are being indoctrinated in these schools. Okay? It's part of the NWO agenda. Okay?
Slave tax farm, essentially. So that's been the system now for a long time, centuries. Well, that system is about to change with the rise of humanoid robots. So
exactly, and that's why there's mass layoffs, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people losing their job. Okay? And then with the tariffs, I just saw a video with, people in Canada pretty much throwing out all, getting rid of all the liquor from America. So this is gonna have a huge impact on the economy. All right, it's gonna drop up the cost of everything. Okay, and it's gonna cause more stress and chaos upon what people was already feeling under Biden, so-called Biden inflation. Now you're getting ready to experience Trump hyperinflation, man.
The robots come in, and they are very advanced right now, very advanced with
And the scripture
AI,
speaks about newly created creatures. You know,
visual behavior models. They can learn by watching people do things like watching you fold laundry, and then they can themselves encode how to fold laundry. So you can show them things one time, like, hey, here's how to repair a garden hose that has been cut. And you show them, and then the robot can do it from that point forward. And the robot can do it very inexpensively. Robots will be available soon for about $2 an hour in terms of labor. And almost everybody,
$2 an hour. Okay, $2 an hour. If you're lucky, you might make anywhere between $14 and $16 an hour, depending what state you're in. If you're doing pretty good, you might make between 18 and 22 bucks an hour. But just think, they got this whole, fleet of bots that they only need $2 an hour. That's cutting off a lot of overhead. So that's a lot of people getting laid off and even more people getting fired. There's going to be uproars in the streets. There's going to be protests. There's going to be a lot of pissed off people. Okay?
will eventually end up buying a robot of some kind to save them time and to save them effort. This is an obvious thing that's about to happen. Well, as these robots take over, then you're going to see a lot of national leaders and a lot of globalists say, well, who needs, strawberry pickers? Who needs warehouse workers for e-commerce? Who needs human beings to sweep the floors? Who needs human teachers, for that matter? Who needs human doctors even, right? You can imagine the list, and it just keeps getting bigger. And so pretty quickly you end up in a scenario.
So that's a lot of people without jobs. And that's pretty much all jobs are being, taken over by AI technology, bots, if you will. Okay. So this is from finance.yahoo. Okay. And it's a quote from Elon Musk back in 2017. Now this motherfucker's up. He's in the White House with Donald Trump. He's damn near the president, Said, I don't think we're going to have a choice. Elon Musk predicts universal income will eventually be high, but fears people will feel useless. Let's see. Says, if you recently grabbed a coffee at a kiosk without speaking to anyone or scanned your groceries without a cashier, you've already experienced the quiet revolution of automation. It might seem minor now, but according to Elon Musk, founder of SpaceX, CEO of Tesla, and owner of X, these small shifts are just the start. Back in 2017, so it's about, 8 years ago, at the World Government Summit, Musk famously said about universal basic income, I don't think we're going to have a choice. It wasn't a political stance or even his personal preference. It was Musk realistically predicting the future. With AI becoming increasingly advanced, he sees a world where jobs traditionally done by humans rapidly vanish. So a lot of these jobs that were traditionally done by humans, they're not going to be here. Okay? They're not going to be here. They're going to be done by AI. Right? But fast forward a few years, Musk's vision has evolved during an appearance at the 2024 VIA Tech conference in Paris. He didn't just double down on using for universal income. He took it further. Musk now anticipates a scenario where society doesn't settle for basic income, but instead adopt something far more ambitious, a high universal income. Okay, so you're not going to be able to work. They're going to put you on the high universal basic income, which is pretty much what they're in talks of doing now with the Doge stimulus checks, the refund checks. That's pretty much what that is, In a benign scenario, probably none of us will have a job, Musk explained, emphasizing optimism despite the disruption. But in that benign scenario, there will be universal income, not base income, meaning you're gonna have they're gonna send you like $9,000 or $10,000 a month. Okay, you're just gonna have to live off that. You won't be able to work, you know. But there is a catch with that. If you want to keep receiving this, because they first time, might just give it to you. Second time, might just give it to you. Third time, oh, we need you to come down to the station. Okay, we have to implant you with your CBDC, which is the rice device technology, the haragma, the mark of the beast from Revelation 13 on down. Okay, but in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income, not universal basic income, and there will be no shortage of goods or services. So if you look at what's happening in the world, a lot of places are being burned down, wiped off the map through flooding, things of that nature, and they're going to build up smart cities. Okay, I'm going to put you in a smart city, give you a chip, and put you on high universal income, and let AI do the rest. Okay, that's Esau's vision for the future. But the whole time he's going to be controlling you. If you get any sort of attitude, they cut your chip off and X you out of society, man. Okay, total control. Okay. The shift from basic to high universal income is critical. Much believes that AI and automation will drive down the cost of goods and dramatically boost productivity, creating abundance. In other words, everyone will theoretically have access to whatever they need, and poverty, as we know it, could dramatically uh, diminish. That's a lie, because there's going to be a catch, okay? And this first is going to be introduced through the idea of convenience, okay? Matter of fact, let me just get that real quick. I'll just run through it. It's Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, so that's, infants, toddlers, kids, children, teens, adults, the elderly, rich, poor, no matter your, tax bracket, financial status, free and bond, whether you're in prison or not, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You ain't gonna be able to function in society. You ain't gonna be able to do no sort of transaction which involves paying your rent, putting gas in your car, putting food in your fridge, paying your light, everything, man. That's the squeeze that's coming, and this is the major test. It's called the hour of temptation, a season where you're being enticed to sin, and the sin is taking that mark in you, okay, which will result in you being destroyed in the lake of fire, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636, right?
Where the national leaders say, hey, you know what? We really just need to get rid of these useless eaters because robots are here. And
That's the spirit they've been in. And the whole 2020 thing, getting you to take that jump shot, they've been knocking people off. They're still knocking people off. Right now, they're engineering famines, things of that nature, to take a lot more people out,
And you might think to yourself, well, no, they would never do that because they value human life. And that's why I mentioned Gaza, because in truth, they don't value human life.
They're the devil. They're the devil, and their job is the one thing: destroy. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, who's the wicked? You're looking at them. Esau, Edom, the least, the 1% Illuminati, Rothschilds, whatever you want to call them. They're Esau. Okay, they're the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And he did that with whole Christianity. Okay, image of Cesare Borgia as Jesus, Catholicism. That's him covering the faces. Okay, saying that the angels are white, all the prophets are white. These different series and TV shows that they make, that's him covering the faces of the judges. Because there's this new series called House of David. Check it on Amazon Prime. That should be all so-called indigenous people. you know, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. Okay, there should be Negroes on there, Jamaicans, Haitians, the tribes. But instead, they all look like, you know, so-called Arabs and shit, man, Middle Eastern. You know, we're dealing with the devil. This is Revelation chapter 6, and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. So that horse going into that power structure, right? And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So Esau was given the earth. He was given power, his blessing, his sword, okay, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, all right, which goes into his, you know, him being the waster. As is written in Isaiah says, I created the waster, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and I have created the waster to destroy it. So him dropping these bombs, building up all his nuclear capability, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that's the great sword. But it even goes down to your guns, microwavable weapon. This man has all type of technology. Okay, all right. He has all type of tools for destruction, because that's what a sword does. It brings death and destruction. Okay, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's taking peace from the earth, right? Everybody's mourning because the wicked are ruling. This is Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The people are mourning. Okay?
Even the Trump administration doesn't have an intrinsic value of all people. It values certain people, certain strategic allies, perhaps, or certain people that can offer Trump, resources or minerals or whatever, but it does not intrinsically value all human beings as humans, as is evident by the fact that the U.S. keeps shipping 2,000-pound bombs to Israel so that Israel can slaughter more human beings in Gaza. And this is supported, this genocide that's taking place in Palestine, Gaza, and also attacks in Lebanon, of course.
It's gonna lead to the U.S. Army being drawn out. Okay, but they're gonna die over there, man. Okay, that's what it's gonna lead to. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army. Okay, dealing with the American army and different military branches, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate over there in the Middle East. Okay, and with his face toward the east sea and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, meaning they're gonna die over there. People that get sent over there, the army, the Marines, military personnel, they're gonna die over there. They're not coming home. Okay, and a lot of them are gonna be chipped. And this ill savor shall come up because he had done great things. He had done great things. So he's speaking great things. Okay, and so the Lord's going to bring him over there to judge him. Don't forget what Trump said. Okay, so this is from the Jerusalem Post. This is Trump when he was on, the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, October 26, 2024. Okay. It says, I think they, the Holy Land, listen to Biden. They'll be waiting for a bomb to drop over their head right now. Trump added. All right. Former president and 2024 Republican presidential candidate, which he's now the president, all right, discussed the blank's relationship with the U.S. during the war and tensions in the Middle East during a wide-ranging 3-hour interview with the American podcaster Joe Rogan on Friday. Okay? Jump down. Toward the 3-hour mark, Trump criticized U.S. President Joe Biden and his opponent in the upcoming elections, Vice President Kamala Harris, for telling Blank not to do anything during the war. Furthermore, Trump commended Amalek for not listening to Biden throughout the war. Let's see. All right. It says Biden told Blank not to do anything. It says, I think, right. Biden was wrong about so much. I guess you would have to say that Harris has been wrong too, because she's always said they made the decision together. Israel didn't follow his advice. Trump would repeat it. Okay, world to end in the Middle East. Trump then addressed the situation in the Middle East as a whole, noting what he believed prophets have said about the region and claiming it will be the location the world will come to an end. That's exactly what the scripture says, man. Okay. The least of the flock shall draw them out and shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay, the valley of Jehoshaphat, right?
This genocide is supported by nearly every U.S. senator, most U.S. governors, most members of the House, most members of the media, and they will excuse it. They excuse it, and they say, no, this is good. We have to eliminate these people. Like General Flynn says, finish the job. What does he mean by finish the job? He means murder them all. Kill them all. Yeah. So, do you think that when the day comes that you are no longer useful to the administration, do you think they're going to treat you any differently? And if you do think that they're going to treat you differently,
especially if you're a Jake, okay, especially if you're a Negro, Latino, Native American, they're coming for you first. It's called the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and he's right. They're going to use all type of super soldiers, different robots, drones, things of that nature to mass exterminate people in Babylon the Great, inside America. All right?
How delusional have you become? You have no value to the leaders of nations or the world other than what you currently can give them through your slave labor, tax confiscation, or, votes, let's say. But there's going to be a day where robots will be allowed to vote. Seriously, that day's coming, because there'll be a whole movement, a robot freedom movement, that robots are self-aware, robots are sentient. That's what the marches will be about, the public protests, and there'll be an effort to let robots vote, and ultimately the members of government will support that because they can control the robot votes. So then they don't need illegal aliens anymore, do they? And what they can do, or they don't even need American voters. They can then take the robots and have them exterminate the people, because the robots are easier to control. And the robots produce the labor and the services that are needed by the elite. They'll have robots doing everything for them, robot home construction.
This is the future that Esau, and he puts it in different movies. You have the movie called Upgrade, where they had the smart car, the smart house, okay, and everybody was in the fucking virtual reality world, and you take the chip, and the chip takes over you. So that's the future that Esau wants, because he's not satisfied with having the world. He wants to have complete total control over everyone. Okay? After he does a mass culling, right?
And robots cooking dinner, robot chefs, robot house cleaners, etc. They don't need humans. So unless you live in a society that intrinsically values human life, because it understands that humans are children of God, that there's something special about human beings versus AI, if society doesn't recognize that, then ultimately it ends up in a Holocaust, mass extermination of human beings. And that's where things are headed right now. And the answer to this is to teach more religious values, actually.
Yeah, it kind of starts going off a bit, but that's not gonna work. Okay, but the point is, you know, we see what's happening in the Middle East. We see the takeover of AI. Okay, next, it's gonna come in the time of Jacob's trouble. This is Second Ezra chapter 16. Second Ezra 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay, and that links up with Revelation 12. The devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. How? With all of his technology, with all his might, with his peacekeepers, his UN troops, martial law, lockdowns, you know, super soldiers, all right, bots, all of that, man. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And that links up with the time of the hour of temptation too. Because they're gonna try to cart you off, and try to persuade you, whether through torture tactics or whatever, to take the haragma. Okay, and they that consent unto him shall be had in derision and reproach and and trodden on the foot. So if you consent, if you take it, they gonna mock you, they will reproach you, right? Do all type of shit, and they still gonna destroy you, right? 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Meaning they're gonna come for the Israelites, but it's gonna start with the ones that know they're Israelites. Okay, they're gonna come for us because this word, all right, and the men of the Lord, the prophets, okay, are the major threat to that new world order because we're shining the light on it, we're exposing it, we're telling people, hey, that's in the Bible. 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. And that's actually men with brain chips, whatever, you know, all type of implanted memories, super soldiers, actual bots, right? But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Let's see. This is Wisdom of Solomon 11:18. Or unknown wild beast, full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. So who knows, man? They could have some real fucking type robot, that could shoot some fire, burn your ass alive, chop your head off, whatever, man. Stomp you, break your bones. Okay, shit's gonna get real crazy out here, man. Second Ezra 16:71. 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses. It's going to be a time of great testing and trying. And a lot of people that have been prepping forget about it. The scripture said they shall waste and take away their goods and kick them out their homes. So they're going to go in the house, take what you got, take you out, and that's when they're going to take you, being idle, and feed you offer unto idols. Right? Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold of the fire. So we're coming upon the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We're coming upon the time of the hour of temptation. Okay? We're coming upon the time of the economic collapse, the rise of AI, CBDC, universal high income, the third woe. Okay? We're in those times. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. And verse 3, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. The Most High is going to do 2/3 of his people, using his sword Esau to do it, But he's also going to bring that upon America as a whole with the economic collapse, famine, plagues. And the Lord said, I shall smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right? For, and mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. But I will recompense upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee. Ye shall know that I am Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Thus said the Lord power, and evil, behold, is come, and end is come, the end is come, and watch it for thee. We're in the end game. We're in the last seconds of the end game. Behold, it is come. Okay? There's a guy by the name of Sir John Glubb. All right? Look up Sir John Glubb, Fate of Empires. Says, this is the AI overview. According to Sir John Glubb's theory of the fate of empires, most empires throughout history tend to last around 250 years, which he considered to be roughly 10 generations, before eventually declining and collapse. And that's where we're at. We're in the decline of collapse of Babylon the Great, and Trump is speeding it up, man. He's doing everything in his power to speed up the decline and the collapse of this bitch. And call Loyam La, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? And this is 2025. This is the 249th year. Okay? So that makes 2026 the 250th year. Okay? But Yahweh Hashem Yahushai willing, we don't be here that long. Okay? Because what the scriptures say, I will accept those days be shortened. You know, there should no flesh be saved, but I will shorten them for the sake of the elect, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so we don't have that. We're damn sure not going to be here another 1,000 years, man. Everything is lining up. Like I said, it's going to be a blood moon on the Passover. The first total lunar eclipse of 2025 will occur on the 9th of March 13th, 14th, 2025. Okay? This is Joel chapter 2. And 30. And I will shew, talking the day of the Lord, and I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. 31. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua comes. So there you go. Solar eclipses, blood moon, signs in the heavens. Okay? And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall be delivered. And that's the elect. It tells you in Sirach that the elect shall praise his holy name, not Christ, not Jesus. All right? Yahweh, which means he exists, that he is to be. Yahushua, which means he is the deliverer. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. Okay, and I'll give one more and I'll end it. It's Daniel chapter 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, which that's Michael the archangel, right? It's not Yahushua. It's not the son of the Most High. Okay? And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. So it's going to get so bad out here. Okay? Because everything is far advanced now. The technology, the nuclear weapons, the drones, you know, the killer robots, you know, everything, you know, the surveillance, right? The torture tactics, the sea camps. It's all amped up. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince who standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as was never since there was a nation. Okay, right? The Greeks didn't have, you know, killer robots. Neither did the Romans. They didn't have drones. They didn't have intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? All right, and at that time, thy people let me read it again. And that Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. So we're going to need divine intervention. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites, starting with the elect. And there shall be a time of trouble, great trouble, distress, okay, misery, such as never was since there was a nation. Okay, even to that same time. So it's going to be worse than the time of the Greek Empire, the Romans, 70 AD, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. But even in these horrible times where shit just seems so hopeless, like there's no way out, the Lord still said that people are going to be delivered, right? And that links up with Ezra, where it says, then shall they know who my chosen, because the chosen going to be delivered, right? Everyone that shall be found written in the book. So we're praying, and Lord willing, our names be written in the book of life. But with that, I'm going to end it. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to the hopeful elect. Shalom.